You're now watching Qnews, and here are the top stories for this hour. Sudanese Sovereign Council Chairman Abdel Fattah al-Burhan has arrived in Cairo for high-level discussions with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. They emphasize Egypt's commitment to supporting Sudan's reconstruction and stability, highlighting initiatives to unify Sudanese factions and expedite humanitarian aid. They also addressed regional security concerns, including developments in the Gaza Strip and the necessity of safeguarding Nile water resources. Both parties reaffirmed their dedication to collaborative efforts aimed at restoring peace and bolstering bilateral cooperation. Lebanese President Joseph Aoun has reaffirmed the army's full deployment along the northeastern border, emphasizing its role in counter-terrorism, anti-smuggling operations and maintaining internal security. Aoun called for Israel's complete withdrawal from 5 remaining southern positions to enable the Lebanese army's full deployment to the border. He also announced the formation of joint Lebanese-Syrian committees to address unresolved issues, including border demarcation and the status of Syrian refugees, aiming to enhance bilateral cooperation and regional stability. Lebanese Prime Minister Nawaf Salam has confirmed the government's full preparedness to supervise the upcoming municipal and mayoral elections during the launch of the Electoral Operations Room. Salam emphasized that the elections are vital for revitalizing the nation's democratic structure and could serve as a foundation for long-delayed administrative decentralization. He also urged young citizens to actively participate, both as voters and candidates, stating that they are the key drivers of political renewal and essential to shaping Lebanon's future direction. The International Court of Justice continued public hearings on Israel's restrictions on UNRWA operations and the blockade of humanitarian aid to Gaza. A United Nations representative called for immediate delivery of aid and stressed the need for Israel to comply with international law and humanitarian obligations. The UN representative also urged protection for medical teams and the safety of Palestinian civilians. UNRWA Commissioner General Philippe Lazzarini said the agency's presence remains vital for addressing humanitarian needs in the occupied Palestinian territories. Lazzarini warned that unlawful restrictions are impeding aid delivery to Gaza and underlined the importance of reaching a fair and lasting solution for Palestinian refugees. He noted that recent Israeli legislation has hampered UNRWA's ability to fulfill its mandate. The Houthis have reported that a U.S. airstrike targeted a detention center in Sada province, resulting in 68 deaths and 47 injuries. The Houthis condemned the strike as a war crime, noting that the center is supervisioned by the International Organization for Migration and the Red Cross. The U.S. military has not commented on the Sada strike. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has renewed his call for the complete dismantling of Iran's nuclear infrastructure, as indirect talks between Washington and Tehran continue. Netanyahu said the only acceptable agreement would be one that removes all nuclear, chemical, biological and missile capabilities, similar to Libya's 2003 disarmament deal with the West. Israeli officials have consistently vowed to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons, a stance Netanyahu reiterated. The United States and Iran have so far held 3 rounds of indirect negotiations mediated by Oman, aimed at preventing Tehran from obtaining a nuclear weapon while easing U.S. economic sanctions on Iran. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghai has stated that a technical delegation from the International Atomic Energy Agency has arrived in Iran to engage in discussions with Iranian officials, focusing on comprehensive safeguards and technical aspects of the nuclear program. He emphasized the importance of the IAEA conducting its duties without political interference and reiterated Iran's stance that uranium enrichment rights must be integral to any agreement. He also dismissed the possibility of public negotiations with the U.S., noting that future talks will be coordinated through Oman. These are all the top stories we have for this hour. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more updates here on Q News.